Chris, are you ready to record? All right. Well, good morning, everybody. Welcome early to another edition of Tech Tuesday. And we are honored today. We have a very special lady who I think I met, last year or 2 years ago?
Couple years. It's been a couple years
Couple
now.
of years. I met her at a Bill Kerbox video marketing class, and we've run into each other, and I just love her because she's so gracious. And I'm going to let Sierra kind of introduce herself, where she's from, and I kind of gave her the basis on what we're going to talk about. The most important thing, Sierra, is how you're getting business from social media, and I want to make sure everybody hears about it. So Sierra, it's up to you.
Thanks, Frank. I'm glad to be here with you this morning. And I'm Sierra Haskins. I've been in real estate now. This is just my third year. And I live up in the Butte County area. I'm from Chico, so I'm about an hour and a half from you, Frank. And yes, we met a couple years ago at video marketing. And that was a great experience for me. That class right there kind of set me on a different path as far as knowing how important video is now in real estate and in marketing yourself in a business. So I'm really, really glad I took that class and met so many great people. So that was a great start into that. But yeah, so thanks for having me on this morning. And I am happy to talk with you about what we do for social media in our business. I know that people use it differently, and whatever you want to know, I'm happy to share. I think somebody else is popping on here with us.
Yeah, we're going to get people coming on. So you just
Good.
go on with your bad self. And I love how you're generating income. Just tell us what you're doing.
So we use social media mostly. That's like our main pillar. We get out there. I'm not a cold caller or a door knocker. We decided that we were going to do social media. So one thing I can say is when you decide that, you have to know that social media is a long game. It is not instant gratification. So if you're going to use social media for your main pillar to, for business and to reach your clientele, your friends, your family, it has to be with that idea of, okay, how long can I hold out before I get business? Because it is all about bringing value to other people. That is what we have found. That's what we base our entire business on, is how much value can we bring to other people. So, I know that Gary Vaynerchuk and Alex Hormozy and Ed Milet, they all say the same thing. It is how much value you can bring to somebody else over and over and over again before you ever ask for business or before you ever ask for referrals. And that is definitely something that we have found to be true. And we stick to that. We seek to find every way that we can to bring value to others. And it has come back to us tenfold without even, having to put the ask out there. So I would say the most important thing about social media is to be yourself. To just be yourself. And when we first got into this, Frank, I thought that I was going to try to be everything to everybody. And that was one of those things that it was like, okay, I can have this conversation with this person and just try to mold myself into what they are, because maybe I can, get their interest or their business. And then, you meet somebody else and they're a little bit different. And so you just kind of mold yourself that way. And I found out quickly that that is not who I am. I can't do that. And I am not the kind of person that can remember. I can't retain what I was talking about with somebody or the kind of attitude I had with somebody. So I just decided this is just it. You are going to get what you get. And I am not everybody's cup of tea, but not everybody drinks tea, right? So you're not going to get the business that's not meant for you, but you are going to attract those people to you that that are meant to be your clients and meant to be working with you and, in your sphere and in your relationship group. And the one comment that I get the most is when people meet me in real life or I have a buyer's consultation or we meet at a showing or just out for a cup of coffee. The comment I get the most is, you are exactly in real life like you are on social media. So yes. I just get out there and, I'm a hot mess half the time. But if you look at my social media, if you look at our Instagram, my Facebook, TikTok, any place that I show up on social media, you are going to see that I adore my family. My sons, I am infinitely proud of my sons and my grandson and my daughter-in-law. I am a huge supporter of our nation's military and law enforcement. I am from a military family. My parents are vets. All of my kids have served. I have a son in boot camp. My husband was a police officer. I used to work for the Highway Patrol. And so that reflects in my social media. It turns a lot of people off. And that's okay, because they're not meant for me. They're not meant to be my clients. But the people who come to me rabidly because they're like, you're it. You are our person. And those are the people that we want to work with. So when you get on social media, show up as yourself, show up unapologetically as yourself, and know that you're going to get people that unfollow you. You're going to get people that make bad comments or say things, or, you're too old for this industry, or you sound weird, or, you need to get your hair done. I had that the other day. I'm going to get my hair done. What does that have to do with real estate? It's like, but they do.
Yeah.
And I don't know, Frank, for you, what do you think? Do people show up on your social media and make weird random comments that, it's like, that's what you have to do with your day, is scroll through my social media and pick out that my plant in the back, looks like I could swing on it. You would see, if you looked at my social media, that my house looks like Jumanji. I have so many plants and I have like this plant addiction, but I actually picked up a client because she was like, girl, you have so many plants in your house. I was like, yes, I do. And we just kind of became friends and we ended up selling our house. So, I mean, the
Wonderful.
smallest things, yeah, it's interesting. The smallest things will make you connect to somebody, but you have to have that confidence in yourself that you don't have to be all things to everybody. You don't have to
Yeah.
know everything about real estate.
So Sierra,
Yeah,
a couple
yeah.
things. You touched on something. You have gotten what they call a niche,
Mhm,
whatever the word
mhm.
is. And it's with veterans, because I know you're very, very involved with that, which I think is wonderful. Thank you for everything, your whole family. Thank you for all their services. But you've also kind of created a what's the word I'm looking for? You've gone above and beyond, and you're now working with veterans throughout the United States and the company that you're with, and you network. Tell us a little bit about that.
So yeah, I mean, that's my natural niche. It's because it's what I know. It's because it's my whole life. It's, the community that I know that I'm most involved in and that I'm most passionate about serving is our nation's veterans and,
Right.
our law enforcement families, our first, responder families. So you naturally get into those groups, whatever I mean, if you're in a knitting group, you're going to know that. If you're into competitive bowling, you're going to know those people. And so it works to find people, whether or not you get into Facebook groups or whether, whatever brokerage you're in. I mean, we happen to be an EXP, and EXP offers something that a lot of brokerages don't. We have affinity groups. And inside EXP, there's EXP's Milnet. They have a military network that has thousands of us in there that are military families, military, people who have served. Mil spouses are in there. Everybody who is a like-minded community is in that group. And so, I joined that group, and then I kind of worked my way to position as California state leader of that. And then now I sit on the national board for Milnet. And it is something I am so, so passionate about, helping other state leaders get involved in their communities. You get out there and you provide services. And that's one thing I would say, Frank, is no matter what you are in, get out there and provide value. So, for if you're going to say, I'm going to look for, well, in my case, veteran owned businesses, that's who I want to support. So get online and, in whatever group you're in, get online and ask, where are your favorite veteran owned businesses? Who do you support? You know, and so if you have a veteran owned coffee shop in your area, you can go to them and say, hey, what I'd like to do is do a food drive here for our food bank, our veterans food bank. The holidays are coming. I'd like to do a food drive. Would you give me a couple hours in your shop to have families come in and, deliver food here? I will share the cost of coffee with you for a 2-hour period or whatnot. And most of the time, those businesses say yes. you're promoting their business. And then you jump on social media and you do whatever you can to draw as much attention to that business, much attention to what you're doing for veterans. You know, it's like, I want to do a food drive. Okay, well, this is where you can bring your food. This is what we're going to do. You can make social media posts. You can do videos about it. You can interview people coming in. You can, you know, talk with other veteran-owned businesses. You can take your flyers, make a flyer, bring it to that business, bring it around the neighborhood, whatever you can do, and ask them, hey, can you put this on your social media? Hey, can you, you know, will you share my social media post? Whatever you can do to bring value to somebody else. You don't have to ask them for business. You know, it's relationship building is what is most important. And I think it's what gets lost most of the time, because people use social media as a way to get business, like, hey, who's ready to buy and sell right now? And we have found that it is building relationships. It is the greatest tool for building relationships that bring the best referrals and the best clients. And, you know, Frank, it took us 5 months to get our first deal. It took us 5 months of just being consistent and consistent to get our first deal. And we have not gone without since. And it's from using social media. I'll give you another example. Whatever area that you're in, we are all having a hard time right now. Not just real estate. I mean, that goes without saying. Our markets are all down across the board. But if you look at social media, a lot of realtors use it as just listed, just sold, under contract, just listed, just sold. But how many people are actually using social media to promote the communities that they serve? So, you know, we get out there, we meet business owners all the time. You don't have to ask for business. We want our neighborhoods to thrive. We want our cities to thrive and our towns to thrive. The best thing you can do, put your shoes on and go out and meet all of your business owners. Meet everybody out in the community and ask, you know, whatever downtown shops, go in, introduce yourself, say, hey, I am a realtor here in town. We know we're all struggling. Small businesses are struggling right now. What can I do? Can I use my social media platform to show your business to our community? You don't have to say, oh, by the way, here's my card, I'm a realtor. You can just say, I want to use my platform to support you and to support our town, to support Chico, to support Roseville. Because honestly, when the city thrives, when our town is thriving, our businesses thrive. So that comes back to you. We have had business owners bring us business just by going in and saying, hey, this is a great restaurant. They are a small family-owned restaurant. They have been here for 20 years. They love their clients. They celebrate kids' birthday parties. They, you know, whatever it is about that, interview them, put them up, tag them in your social media. And they usually end up tagging you and putting you up on their social media. We have people now that are going back 2 years, taking our posts on the anniversary of whenever we were in there, or using our stuff during the holidays and re-putting it on their social media posts. But that's the thing that I would say is, if you're going to use social media, mix your life in, make sure that your social media, whether it's Facebook or Instagram, looks like your life. Don't just make it just listed, just sold, because people get tired of that and they scroll right through it. They want to see who
Yep.
you are. They want to see
Yep.
your involvement and your love of your family or your church, or your, you know, that you are a dog groomer and you go to dog shows or whatever it is. Those people are going to find you and your network will grow like that. But I would say, just on that too, that you have to post. You have to do it. And people are like, oh, I posted once a week. And so some people that we talk to that will call and say, well, give me some ideas on social media, and I'll jump on their social media and they've posted once or twice in the last month. And they'll say, well, I said I was a realtor and I didn't get any business. You can't, that's not how it works. You have to build relationships with people. You have to actually care about the people in your community and care that your business thrives and that their business thrives. And it's definitely mutual. And you will
Yeah,
find that the more, yeah.
I constantly talk to realtors and they're scared of doing videos, you know, and that's just an ego thing. Nobody cares what you look like. You know, you're so worried about, you know, you're not pretty enough or you're not thin enough or whatever. And I mean, I had the same phobias too, but no one cares. I said this last week to Julie, no one cares. And now I know why people follow you and you do business here, because just you talking in the last, 15 minutes, your passion comes through. And I can see why people are attracted to you. And on the other hand, working with the veterans. Oh my goodness. I mean, as horrible as it may sound, the timing has never been better. What's going on in the world. And we're all trying to, stick together and hope and pray that, cooler heads will prevail. But
Mhm.
man, what a time to have a niche with your veteran. You've only been in business for 3 years. I know
Mhm.
people have been in business for 20 years and won't do videos. And I got to tell you, I think of GoGo. If anybody's in the real estate
Yep.
world, you know who GoGo is. If you're afraid to do videos, can you imagine if you were an immigrant from another country, not knowing anybody, and she just went out?
Mhm.
I mean, and she's probably making, I don't know, $200,000 a month, in doing videos, and you've taken that and you've run with it. And man, you're amazing. And I know I'm not
Oh, thanks,
trying
Frank.
to blow smoke or anything, but I've seen your post. I see how you get real with people. And, just in the closing minutes, is there any advice that you can give anybody on doing your videos that we haven't heard, or maybe reemphasize what you are doing?
I would say you don't have to be polished. You do not have to be perfect. And I know I have been guilty of it. You can talk to my husband about it. He's my business partner here. We own the NorCal Life Real Estate Group together. And I get on there and I have been guilty of holding my phone like this and going, oh, that didn't sound right. Okay. Okay. I'm going to say this. Oh, that just didn't sound right. You got to just post it because everybody's a hot mess, Frank. And like you said, it doesn't matter. I mean, that's the thing is you will find as many video classes as we've taken and as many programs as we've taken, there are less than 4% of realtors across the nation online that on social media
Yes.
using video.
Yes.
So what you're doing is you look in your area and you go, okay, I'm in Lincoln, California, and there are 14,000 realtors here, literally like 14,000. Well, if you're going to reverse engineer that, I don't even know what the number is, but you're going to look at it and go, okay, I'm actually only competing against 37 realtors online.
Yep.
So
Yep.
your competition just went like this because they say that 94% of people start their search online. They want to see you. They want to, if they see your real, oh, let me see if he's online. And then they look at you and they're like, oh, he golfs. I don't know anything about golf. Zero. If I was going to go find a realtor that was a golfer, I don't know. But you are going to appeal to those people who are like, oh my gosh, yeah, hey, I know that brand of shirt he must be, he's going to be out on the fair, that's what they're going to see with you. They're going to see
Right.
your people and they're going to see your style and what you talk with them about. I talk about something completely different. So just be you on video. Nobody cares. And really, nobody is doing it. And then the next 2 years, everyone's going to have to be doing it. So you have an opportunity right now to just maximize that space. Get on there. Your first 100 videos are going to be awful. I go back and I look at our YouTube videos, our first, and we are just like, oh my gosh, but we started, we did it. So you don't have to be perfect. That's where we're closing most of our business right now. We close a lot of referrals. Get into groups online, get into them, whether or not if it's golf, there's a million golfing Facebook groups, get into them, start being a resource, start talking to people. You don't have to just be a real estate resource. You can be
That's
any
right.
resource because when your name pops up, Frank Crandall pops up and you leave a comment on somebody's post, I know I do it. I would look at your post and be like, who's Frank Crandall? You click into it and they're going to see you. I always look the people I don't know on my social media. If I don't know them and they leave me a comment, I click their name and I want to see who they are.
Yes.
Every once in a
Yeah.
while, I end up blocking them because I'm like, oh, they're not here to be my friend. They're here to be a camera. They're here just to be Spygate, like what is she doing? So they get blocked. It's just, some people are just there to leave nasty comments on your stuff. And that's just the life of being online. But just
You know
do
what's
it.
funny?
Just post.
What's funny is the people with the most likes are the blooper trails, are the people that
100%.
screw up,
100%.
because I am so paranoid about screwing up
Yep.
that I'm too fat. I'm not pretty enough. I went through all that stuff. But listen, in the moments we got closing, is there anybody out there? Oh, first of all, Sarah, can you put in the chat your name and your number and your
Sure,
email address so people get a hold of you? And is there
sure.
anybody out there that has a question for Sierra?
Theo, can you hear me? My name is Jing. I'm really, I take so many post-it notes about what you were saying. It's amazing. I guess I have a question about the audio when you go outside. I'm having problems with getting the wind and all that kind of stuff. How do you?
So there are little tiny cheap microphones that you can get on Amazon. There are, and I know that we don't have a lot of time right now. I just put my phone number in there in the chat, and I will put my email address in there as well. If you reach out to me after, I will send you a screenshot of what you use. They are not expensive, and they actually, there's like a little microphone and it snaps right into the bottom of your phone and a little lapel, and you can walk around and just use your phone. I actually use this. My phone goes on top of this. I walk around my town with this little stick. And I used to think somebody was going to be like, oh, what is she doing? Nobody cares. Absolutely nobody is looking at you. And if they do and they look at you, oh, okay, they are not thinking about you 30 seconds after they cross the street. So I have had to learn that. So now I just walk around my town talking to myself, and so, and it's, I do, and it's fine, and then people are like, hey, I saw you downtown. Yeah, you did. Yes, you absolutely did, so, but reach out to me right after, send me a text. I am absolutely happy, Frank, to talk to anybody anytime. I
know
am
you are. I know you are.
super
You're the
talkative
best.
and easy. So anytime, if you have, a question, or if there's anything I can answer for anybody, I don't have all the answers, but I'll certainly try and help you find them, but
And if
yeah,
anybody
reach out to
has a
me about the microphone.
referral, if anybody
Uh-huh.
has a referral up in Chico, you know where to go to.
Yeah, for sure.
That's for sure.
We'll treat them like
Anybody
family.
else have a question for Sierra?
It's time for you to hit the green. I don't even know what to say. What do you say? Hit the link, hit the links, hit the green, hit the what? What do you
Hit the fairways.
See, hit the fairways. Okay.
Hit the fairways. All right, everybody. Hey, welcome. Sierra, thank you so much for sharing your
You're
insight
so
and
welcome.
wisdom. Your energy and your passion is really contagious. You got me all fired up today, and I really appreciate you being on Tech Tuesday, and we hope to have you again. And Chris, when you get the recording, we'll send it out, and you can have that link, Sierra, so you can send it out to your people and your Facebook post as well.
Sounds good, Frank. It's always good to
All
see
right,
you. You call me
everybody.
anytime. I'll be here for you.
I know you will. Thank you. All right, everybody, have a great week, and we'll see you next Tuesday at 8 a.m. for Text Tuesday. Goodbye, everybody.